later stages of the game.
To the picks and bans, and it's ice cold so far. Nunu getting taken away from Dominate, Benny, or Link. Neither of them seeing Lissandra on this one. Janna will also be banned out here.
Never
so
noticed they have
targeted.
the exact same hairdo.
Who is that?
Lissandra and Janna.
I don't know if Lissandra
Different
has
colors.
hair. It's like a structure on her head.
Okay. It is a helmet.
It's like an
right?
apparatus.
All right.
I don't know. It, it protects her from the cold, obviously.
Obviously.
Gnar, no Quas. No Quas. You will not get Gnar this game. Just too much of a beast. Coach, we see, still in the ears of all of the players, letting them know, if this is banned, we might have to focus on a completely different strategy this game. And I'm sure both teams are coming to the table with more than one. This is going to be a great matchup. Like we said, they're about to, one of the records is going to get tarnished here. Both teams with a win, and one of them was about.
Yeah. All right. So Rumble and Aurelia still up for the top lane. All junglers. Oh, okay.
There's
Rek'Sai
Rek'Sai,
not
yeah.
out. So all junglers, Sans, Rek'Sai. Jarvan, pretty obvious first pick there. Doesn't give away anything for the team. Jarvan is a very flexible champion. Can even go to a mid lane or a top lane. There's the Rumble that I was talking about. Aurelia still is available. We run into him, but Rumble plus Sivir, pretty strong team fight so far already. And the thing is, taking away one of those parts, Rumble or Jarvan, is actually really big. Everyone's worried about this Gnar plus Jarvan combo. That's the new hotness. But originally, Jarvan's main top lane combo was with Rumble.
Yeah.
Jarvan plus Rumble is the original team fight smashing combo. Keep everybody in the Cataclysm for the Rumble ult. So COG take away half of that game plan. And Team Liquid look to fill it in with some AoE stun here. Initiation from Annie.
Keep keeping it safe. Sticks with a bit of range in his champion. Kog'Maw yesterday, Caitlyn today. We'll see if he fares just as well here against Doublelift in the bottom lane, who does get Sivir. Sivir's been quite a high priority pick coming into compositions lately. Oh, yes, the Blitzcrank! Fantastic. A little flavor added to this game, and Aphromoo is going to turn it into Hook City so far.
I love it. No hesitation.
Right? He's boop.
Immediate Blitzcrank for the very quick pulls into silence. So we'll see what Aphromoo can do. This also opens up a lot of early game moves.
Yeah.
As everybody is aware, Blitzcrank extremely strong in level 1 abilities. So we'll see if there's any kind of shenanigans as far as level 1 invade, trying to stop side camp taking, stealing away side camps from junglers even while they're trying to do them early. Many, many possibilities with this. Also, Xmithie's Rengar. It has been talked about quite often, so very happy to see that comboed with a Sivir. Makes Rengar's life much easier, pretty much guaranteeing his later game ultimates.
Ooh. Azir has been on the ban list quite a bit today, and then Renekton's going to go in the hands of Quas, something he's quite used to in that top lane throughout his play.
Azir is huge when you've got a team with Rengar on it, so facing against the Rengar team, it's going to be a lot up to Azir to push them back initially. The Sivir charging Rengar squad will have to have quick reaction speed because if they get enough damage onto him, Bola Strike lands, Azir can't even move, and they could take him out with longer range damage like Rumble Ultimate. So we'll see how quick Phoenix fingers are.
Yeah, well, he's forced to, right now, blind pick that, so he doesn't get much out of it. Picks the safe Azir. Phoenix, you'll be doing well in the mid lane. And now it's for Link. Link, what do you want? LeBlanc is still up.
I'd like to see him on something with some kill potential. They've already got Sivir, Rengar, and Rumble. So they have charge forward, and they also have that long-range Rumble ultimate. So here we go. This would be good. There's some kill potential for you.
Yeah.
LeBlanc, quick in and out.
Yeah. Ahri not as much today. Saw her a bit yesterday. No Ahri's today. Azir versus LeBlanc will be the mid lane here. Team Liquid versus Counterlogic Gaming. The teams have now completely panned out. What are you looking at towards the early game? We see we have the Blitzcrank. Do you think there'll be that invade?
I am definitely going to look at the level 1 shenanigans as far as side camps are concerned.
Okay.
Because there's so many options. Renekton can try and be greedy. He can start a side camp. Duo lanes can always start side camps, but Aphromoo could wreck everyone's plans. So the early wards will be very interesting. The other thing I'm going to be looking at early game is Jarvan plus Renekton combo. That is an age-old, brutal Brash Bows combo.
Yeah.
That has always been hard to deal with. Rengar is the perfect counter ganker, though, even early on. So we'll see how Smithy works around, dominates moves.
We're seeing a little more life in the NA Rangars here, a bit better of results as well. Looking at as they come out of picks and bans, Phoenix does stick on that barrier, afraid of getting assassinated out of the mid lane by that Rengar maybe earlier, just at the 6. So he's going to go ahead and pick safety over being able to kill Link, obviously with the Ignite, the kill potential that CLG was looking for. It's going to be a great game. The initiation of Annie is back in. We've seen that be a high priority pick lately for teams to have something to do. If that game stalls out, you have an Annie with a flash, you have something you can do. Easily get into that and get a gank going. We want to know who you think will come out of Champ Select with the winning comp. Tweet hashtag TLWin or hashtag CLGWin to @LOL Esports. We'll tally those votes throughout the broadcast, and maybe we'll look at some later as well. The crowd again ready here for game 3 on day 2. One of these teams about to get a loss on their record. You cheer loud for your team, so it won't be theirs. We are on to the Rift. It's Team Liquid versus Counterlogic Gaming.
Oh, yes. All right, so right off the bat, I do want to talk a little bit about support starting itemization. People haven't really been talking about it.
Yeah.
Taking that 1 mana potion is actually quite a big deal for both Blitz and Annie. Not only do they have the Biscuit upgrade to give them some, but both of them taking the mana potions as well, because it's all about who can land those spells. And if Blitzcrank runs out of mana in lane, then he is a non-factor. Both teams with the early level 1 invades, as we expected some stuff to go down. Just so happens they are on opposite sides of the map, though. Pretty much mirrored the vision that they're looking for.
Yeah.
I believe the one deep one from Liquid, though, was seen by CLG. The ping's on the top side there, so both of these teams looking for the lane swap potential. Keith just out of range there. The Sivir and Blitzcrank would get destroyed by Caitlyn, Annie.
You just have to stand behind minions and all the auto attack.
Even Doublelift and Aphromoo, who are very, very well known for running duo lanes into pretty much anything. Not really a big fan of that matchup. So they're going top. They will be seen by the ward. Team Liquid going to answer top. Well, it looks like it. Annie's up top. Actually, Caitlyn down bottom.
Yeah, she actually kept that. It looked like Keith was trying to play a trick and say, look, I'm actually backing on the ward I just saw you place. But they're going to stick with it and give them the lane that they wanted. So CLG will not have to match up. Interesting.
So some people really don't like laning against Blitzcrank just for the off chance of those kills. But
giving Aphromoo the credit.
We'll have to see here. In the lane swap, both of those are very dangerous supports. Blitzcrank roaming around early, very, very high kill potential. Same thing with Annie. Will charge her stun up in the lane before heading out for the roam, and then try and meet up with the double jungle squad. So far, the CLG double jungle are actually doing their own work. Benny all by his lonesome, doing the wolf camp. And Smithy taking care of the topside jungle without the red. Interesting move there. He's waiting for the smite to come back off cooldown. If you smite that red, you'll gain a large chunk of health back. This means he does not probably want to go back to base very early on this time around. And we will see where he moves after red smite here. Oh, you don't get to see the giant health gain.
They did it to you on purpose.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, look, it happened.
Right. If he gets level 3, and I don't think he's going to find anything up top. Maybe expecting Quas to go up there early. We have seen some top laners do that and make a mistake, but not this time.
Yeah. So the thing is, I've actually been playing a lot of Rengar recently too. If you smite the Krugs, you will save more health by stunning the red buff when you do it than you would gain back by smiting the actual red buff. The buff that you get from Krugs to stun camps, especially Rengar, who has an auto attack reset, he really benefits from that. If you are worried about jungling with Rengar and getting low, you definitely want to get that Krug smite.
Well, looks like he actually had it forward as well. We could see the stun going down onto that red as he was fighting it.
Picks up the crab, gains ferocity and health back while doing it. Crab is Rengar's best friend.
No. Not going to see him.
Dominate is definitely
right
not Rengar's best friend. And he is deep in enemy territory. If Dominate crosses over the crab, then Smithy would be in trouble. However, people are really scared of crossing the crab. Special has a stun.
Yep, that's a lock. That's going to be the turnaround as well from Dominate. He's going to try to go on Xmithie. He's got to do as much damage as he can before he goes down.
Kill.
A valiant attempt. First blood going over to Special, roaming around in his own jungle.
So
thank you very much.
This is why in lane swaps, the duo very, very often starts in the enemy jungle. Clears that first and then returns to their own jungle towards the end of the path. But we've seen a lot this week, actually. Many teams, even with lane swaps, starting on their own sides. Smithy here, very bold recall to recall in the middle of the enemy jungle after you see the Annie already recall from bottom lane. You've got to know that they're roaming around. Mid lane, though, Phoenix using that Azir poke fairly effectively.
Oh, I thought for a second he was going to shifting sands because Link walked right onto that soldier that he had up. But I guess not enough mana. Almost gets the kill out of that Arise, though.
And remember, Phoenix does not have Ignite since he's really scared about the LeBlanc Rengar combo at 6 popping him. So he does not have the Ignite to use in lane for a kill himself.
Quite a long time for Dominate to really get anything going for himself here, but it's the roam with the team. He's not even on Trailblazer yet. He's not too far behind either. Still picking up CS to keep it even, giving Xmithie quite a bit to think about as he doesn't have much jungle to pick up for himself. That's going to activate the ward. They're not going to be able to get much out of it.
I don't know why he was so scared of that, of using that Raptor proc. They just forced LeBlanc back to base. Crowd said it all right there. Don't need to add anything. That was perfect commentary. Keith having a pretty good time here down bottom.
Gotta watch out for that 6. Over to Benny real quick.
Notice what Benny's doing too. Anytime you're in a melee range matchup, one of the most frustrating things, especially for people who don't really main top lane, hug the bushes on the side, poke in and out of the bushes as the melee, use them completely to your advantage to try and even up the range discrepancy. Aphromoo coming in again.
Oh, he walked into it! The mind games. He gets out. It's safe. Nothing too big has to be expended there for Quas's safety, and they do get a little bit of knowledge that Aphromoo is not on the roam anymore. So top lane backing here, double lift, looking down at the inventory, just 53, pretty much even for both lanes as they haven't had too much trouble from the junglers coming into gank. But the blue buff steal, nicely going over there. They're not steal, give.
Secure.
Secure, thank you.
There we go. Benny doing, once again, a very strong job coming in as a sub. Lane swap situation. Sometimes you get kind of rusty dealing with those after not being competitive for a long time. Done very well from himself, scavenging that CS against the Caitlyn, who is fairly poke heavy. Special returning back to the lane, though, does force him off for a bit. Lane swap here at level 6 for double lift, moving back down bottom. Whoa. They want to position back up top.
That was nice.
Trade going on. Level 6 mids means that there could be some very, very scary action as well. Smithy working towards that Rengar ult. Once he gets that, mid lane Azir, even with the barrier, will have to watch himself.
A lot of damage he has to deal with right now. Items almost finished up for Benny here, so he can be a problem within team fights around objectives. Link, very nicely done. Not really expending too much mana from each other as they have their blue buffs, but they're getting a lot more aggression down than we saw before. Link not really going to get too much roam here. Maybe a ward clear. If he keeps going down, it's pretty much a tell. But with the amount of crowd control, no kill coming. Nope, he's going to head back towards mid lane. No need to try and go crazy. Game's already 1 kill in favor of Team Liquid. Have that on Special, so it's not giving anybody too much of an advantage.
Yeah, and definitely have your eyes on Smithy because his level 6 is ready. Level 6 plus red buff as well. He'll have a high impact gank. Looks like he's even saving his smite, or he wants to wait for his smite to come back up. So he's going to wait for the smite cooldown because he did get an early stalkers. So he's going to have smite available for whoever he goes after as well as the red buff and level 6. Putting a lot of eggs in this basket. And the thing about Rengar is it's so hard to counter gank him because his ult, not only does it allow him to go invisible and sneak into a lane, but also reveals everyone around. With that seeking for red vision. He's going bottom though. All right, so Annie will probably be the target. Keith is going to do his best to save him. Looks like Annie's positioning herself well though, so Smithy may have to change his mind. Aphromoo does not have flash backup, by the way, because he used it mid, so Blitzcrank follow-up will be a little bit less easy for him.
Trying to make plays though. Definitely not something they're short on. Good damage coming from Phoenix. Neither of them have really been able to go back after finishing that Phoenix Codex. So you can see they're stuck to these lanes, realizing how equal it is. Here's the play finally on the hunt. That's a few shots out. Xpecial says, I may give myself up, but no, that's one. The flash goes down. Like you said, already smited out. They're trying to turn this one around with a few shots of their own here, but they're still up against 3. Dominate just on the outside.
Teleports.
Link, you can see him on the wing, and indeed, the TPs come in at the same time. Quas will be there. I think Benny got a cancel on his, so let's see how they work this one.
Very half-hearted Rengar gank right there. Looks like everyone gets chased off, and Link behind enemy lines. See how he gets out of this situation.
Yeah.
Rumble canceled his teleport, by the way, so Benny
I was going to say, Team Liquid, they almost have to make something work on this, because Benny's getting what he wants. Whoa! Link trying to be Houdini right now, but they lock him down. This was the water trick, the one that ended it all.
A lot of oohs and ahs coming up. Did take a good distortion back, but did not have another available. Team Liquid lock him down. Should be able to secure Dragon. And really good that they did that too, because if Link had just stayed in that bush behind Red Buff and recalled from right there, Team Liquid would be out a lot of top lane pressure.
That was really nicely done. So they do make something happen, realizing that it was just getting too much of a loss if Benny were going to have top lane to himself, which he's still doing. Rumble obviously not the quickest at taking down turrets, and Dragon in that fight already happened, and he'll be taking it down shortly after. So 2 kills as another one comes out of that onto Link. He was really a big carry for the team last time. They all played well, but definitely a bright spot, and now he's not having that same game.
Yeah, and it was a sort of a tough decision for him to make, because he was unsure if they were going to do Dragon after that or if they were rotating up to the mid lane. So he went for the more risky play, trying to count on the rest of the members of Team Liquid actually going after a different objective, but because they all wanted that mid lane pressure, Link put himself in a poor situation. He does have completed Morellonomicon though, so they are even on items. Won't manifest itself anytime soon.
Looking to see if they can get anything on to CLG for kills. Rengar's in the top lane, so it's not going to be having much. Actually, just backing, so maybe as he comes back out, a few more wards at least, a few vision wards on top of his 1 pink. So CLG can stave off any entrance into their jungle. Already warded in by Team Liquid on that bottom side, so if they want to go a little harder, Xpecial and Keith can do so. A lane that worked out very well here with the sub. Not built around Keith as much this time, but still playing it safe around the map, knowing they aren't going to take control. Yeah, so he does go down towards the bottom.
Goes to the notice that he goes through the lane, doesn't even enter from his own jungle.
No.
Well,
great ward.
That's going to be seen.
There you go.
Has the Raptor buff so that you will be able to see that. The only thing is, just being seen like that is enough to make the bottom lane play a lot safer. And he's going to hold on to her stun now. So the turnaround is really scary for Smithy. At this point, pretty much all junglers build full damage because everybody rushes the warrior enchant. So rushing into a level 6 Annie bottom lane, even though it's a support Annie, is still scary for Rengar.
Blanc Azir matchup. Not exactly going to either side. 112 to 102 so far. And Link is being stopped on any roam that he would want to put onto the team and relieve pressure. Smithy, however, looks like he's going to be right in the backside of Link here. Dominating Quas, not choosing to go over the wall. Thought they might try to do something with Phoenix, but not going to happen. They play it safe. They are, however, going to push this mid turret and try to get something out of it. Bottom's already starting to rotate up. At least Xpecial is. And this mid turret should start to open up the map finally.
Smithy takes a lot of poke there on the retreat.
Great use
like
of
everyone
Sundisk.
collapses though. They do have a Sivir ultimate available. Don't decide to pop it though. Smithy extremely low. And those pesky Azir turrets.
Remember, those stacking up will be changed, but they will count so far on the sheet. So that'll say 2 when he takes it down, but still 1-to-1 in turrets.
Cash money.
And he's now going to get his lane pushing into him. So Link will be able to push that, get a little more roam on for himself. Maybe we'll see CLG starting to get together a little bit and use the power that they have.
Also known as the deeper wards that Team Liquid put when they're facing a Rengar. They want to put it further back so they can see Rengar when he starts his ultimate. That's the best scenario. If you can stay in lane, play aggressive, have Rengar come up, and then as soon as you see him head towards your lane, pop the ult, make him waste the cooldown. Uh-oh.
Whoa! Got him! The Ignite!
Almost.
Oh, just have Ignite as the Morello Namakan on the barrier. He wishes he brought Ignite now. Man, that was
couple of times
close.
now, you know. Smithy hasn't even tried to go mid on the Azir.
So huge play by Phoenix, not afraid to go hard on the mid lane solo. It looks like we'll be seeing that out of him for the rest of the season. Just, oh, he actually got a hit off, but he was already teleported out of there.
Benny scaling up fairly well too. He's got his 2 main magic penetration items ready for the team fight. Renekton's going full tank for the beginning here. Wants to be that front line for the team.
Oh, it's used. It works. It's a good ward to be in clearing anyways. You always love it when somebody just puts a ward right in front of you. Right as you get the buff, you have to clear the ward. Such BM. Pink wards, defensively placed now by Chronologic Gaming to make sure the buffs are theirs. Be imperative for Link to be able to get those distortion cooldowns faster with the blue buff.
All right, we're approaching the point in the game where Team Liquid have to be fairly careful about positioning. Top turret down, bottom turret down. There's a lot more room for this Sivir squad of CLG to work with. They're all about getting the jump on somebody. You don't even have to be far out of position. You just have to be a little bit separated from the team. And the Sivir plus Rengar LeBlanc will jump on you. And from that, they'll try and chain kills.
They'll do what to you, Kobe? They'll jump on you, kind of like that? Oh, the equalizer. Quas delivered the red carpet, forced the flash. The turnaround could be there. Xpecial was looking for that just over the shoulder. The grab of Aphromoo misses. That was a lot of ultimates expended there by CLG, and Phoenix and the rest of the team feeling pretty confident about moving in on this one. The equalizer was really the thing that would have given CLG the upper hand in this tight dragon area. It looks like Team Liquid is thinking twice about this once again. They're going to start piling together, knowing that spreading thin there in the river was getting scary.
So that was the main tank that CLG caught out. So that meant that they weren't able to kill their target. However, they did get the front line to half-life before Dragon Spawn. Quas trying to go back and gain.
Stun actually doesn't lock. Azir grab. There's Emperor's Defy. That's going to be big damage. They take down Smithy, but it was Phoenix dropping right before. Here come the shots. Keith trying to focus down on Link. That was a headshot. Can he get one more? Peacemaker making peace throughout the land, and it looks like Benny's going to get out with his life here. The crowd's loving it. Team Liquid pulling it 5-1 now, and most likely this dragon.
Everyone can see the reason why Team Liquid had so much faith in Keith as their substitute AD carry as well. Beautiful cleanup right there. They annihilate Smithy before Phoenix even went down at the same time. All right, that will mean that they get to get the dragon, claim the spoils of that fight, and shove out all the waves as well. So let's take a look how it happened again here. Initially it was Link, who got stunned up by Xpecial, and a fairly large chunk of burst. Dominate did not get the Q off after the E. All right. Oh, that's what it was. The Azir panic immediate ultimate after he got hooked in tagged Smithy.
Oh,
Smithy jumped out of the bush and bounced over there though. So Keith, that was the beautiful flash over after that I was talking about, cleaning up Link there.
This is interesting.
You can't take him. He's going around.
You know what sound that blue makes? So slow now.
He's not far enough away from his home
to run.
So he's not in any rush to get back to work here. Yeah, no meetings to get to.
No.
Just sort of lounging about. Nice Sunday afternoon.
It is, though. It is. That'll put a hinder on things for a while. Just about 5 minutes. So we see the invade here as very deep wards are being placed in by CLG. They want this comp to work. Smithy and Aframu, 2 bros looking to get a grab. Whoever gets hit up there is going to be silenced and stuck in place for quite a bit of time and probably dead before they can make it out. Nothing's going to come of it. They tried to set up the trap. And
Teleport.
that's the teleport. I don't think they wanted to do that as early as they did. Xpecial could have gotten a better lockdown for Quas's timing, and Xpecial gets grabbed in. That's the ability now at this point in the game that CLG has to just pop someone instantly.
That's what we were talking about in Champ Select, the immediate Blitzcrank lock-in right after Annie.
Yeah.
It's the grab into silence. Bursts her down. She is fairly squishy. Grab number 2 misses, and Phoenix!
Oh, Phoenix right in the middle of the fight with Shifting Sands. 2 kills to each side, but that's 3 down now overall for Team Liquid as they are trying to stave off the damage to this bottom inner turret. Looks like CLG doesn't have the means to clear anymore, or the safety. They're gonna go ahead and take this. A little nice getaway.
I love how we're consistently seeing more and more champions with these knockbacks that people are trying to pull off the quote-unquote insect moves with. We've seen Robert Exley trying to do it with Tristana, jumping in.
Yep.
Now we're seeing a lot of Azir players go for the move as well. Very squishy Azir though, and he does not have Zhonya's yet. We see a lot of Azirs get Zhonya's. It's fairly early in the game for that though.
That was a manly play.
And he got 2. He had to burn his flash for it, and his ultimate, and his life for it.
Oh my
But that's
God.
the type of play that you'll see more often when they do get to complete something like Azanya's. Right now, he's not even going for one, so he'll consistently have to get in the middle of the fight after that one. Special laughing at Aframu. Drop a bear on him.
Keith, that Infinity Edge isn't messing around. A lot of damage coming out, especially with some good lockdown. Dominate actually pretty much chucked the flag down to get some assist there, but no need. They're doing great right now.
They took 5% off of the crit from Infinity Edge too.
Yeah.
Keith got the one that he needed though.
Still stings.
Aframu. Doublelift, by the way, has been sitting on this Avarice Blade for quite some time.
Yeah.
370 gold earned from it so far.
Banking.
Still charging up.
Oh.
Very popular silver build now to turn that into Ghost Blade.
That's such a fantastic ability.
Well, now
he's got a hold.
Now he's got a turret, but he's cornered.
He does actually have his ult back up. It doesn't take that long. Can he get the kill here? He's got Dominate. He actually pulls himself to safety, and this one with Shifting Sands turns around and gets the double kill with the assist from Dominate on that one.
Ooh. The next level Azir baits. I'm all by myself under this turret,
Phoenix
guys.
on fire right now.
Got some backup, nice. Got some backup there just in time. Dominate comes from save the day.
The Shifting Sands flash into divide play now to this, just he's got to feel good. He's making the moves because he's feeling that way.
Smithy barely avoided it. Link took so many hits from that Azir turret though that he did enough to spread up the team. Look how much control over the battlefield Azir just brings to the team.
Right.
Not only has he set
point.
up this outpost, he's got this watchtower in the middle of the enemy territory, but then he also can cut your team in half with the ultimate, spreads out 3 members of CLG, and even in a 2 versus 3, it's Team Liquid who come up with the kills. Great use of terrain right there, and control over the battlefield from Phoenix.
Very strong player right now from Team Liquid. Oh, that's easily distorted out. Ace in the hole now onto Link. That actually hit Tibbers, so he's not going to get any assistance.
I love that Tibbers.
Special.
Not only did he drop it right on for the damage, but in between him and LeBlanc to hit the chain. No answer. And even though they didn't get the kill, they chunked him out long enough to gain position on mid.
We'll probably see that happen consistently as well, Keith. Getting that ace in the hole onto Link if he can make sure the damage will stick and not just bounce off one of his bodyguards. 2 dragons in favor of Team Liquid. We are going to have Keith backing here. They may just have the control overall to be able to grab the next one. It wouldn't be imperative to, but it would be great to stop CLG from getting dragon number 1, especially 25 minutes towards that time into the game. Finished up Leandries. It looks like Zhonya's will be next after the sword boots here for Benny. Like I was saying, they haven't gotten that group by Team Liquid for a nice equalizer hit by the team and the synergy that they have. They're
or the
working on
pick,
these grabs.
or the chance to use this Sivir speed. when they've gotten into these fights, it's been around some sort of turret, whether it be a natural turret or an Azir one. Now, forcing out a Dragon, they can easily group up, try and make use of the Silver ult plus Rumble ultimate here. Teleport does come in. They're on both sides. Pincer movement. Smithy hits a bola.
Quas kind of reveals the whole gist here. He uncovers it all. They know they're in the den. Now they fight, and once they see the fight, they absolutely know how to assess it. Divide over to Benny. His ultimate's down, not really doing that much damage, and they're all forced to shift away from this one. That's going to be the passive of Link just hanging out in the middle of the fight. So they know Link is still close.
Dominate's really low too.
Down, they don't really have much of an idea about it. No jungle smite is going to come in. He's dead, and that's going to be going over to Quas for the team. Team Liquid pick up Dragon number 3, and they're just waiting these fights out perfectly and getting the positioning they want.
Yeah, we're going to take another look at that fight, because Quas with the teleport on the other side of the team so that he could come run through. And I believe that Rumble ultimate did not get many ticks off on pretty much anybody of Team Liquid. But yeah, nonetheless, Dragon secured there for Team Liquid after that fight. Good mid-game objective control.
And that's something Team Liquid's ready for. If you look at the inventories, your double AP comp, you have Benny, LeBlanc, the Locker of the Iron Solari is already finished. You have this shield. You just have more coming into these.
Here goes Quas. He runs through the whole team. They've got him trapped in the pit now. It's actually CLG who can sort of spread off. Rumble ultimate doesn't tick on anyone. Dominate walks through it. Phoenix walks right through it. If that gets no damage from a Rumble ult, then they are not going to win the fight. Immediately, Rengar does go down, and 4 versus 5, we know what the aftermath is.
So a big lead now being grabbed here by Team Liquid. They may not look at it or look like it in gold, but they are commanding these fights however they want them. Should have a turret here up onto Phoenix, absolutely, so they gain control into mid. It's such a great ability. You can kind of hang out there, you ward both sides, you're completely clear, and now you're on the other side of the map with pretty much a base of your own. Doesn't suck.
Nope. Speaking of being on the other side of the map here, Quas by himself, CLG, move everybody downwards. The only person cut off from the team is Benny. So can they get out of this one?
I don't know.
Teleport in. There we go.
The TP sticks. They are going to take it. Mid-wave crashing into the turret. So if this goes down to the favorite Team Liquid, they have a lot to push. Absolutely exploding Link. Not even confused about which one to go after because they were just piled on in the tri-brush. That is going to be the shifting stance forward, as well as Quas doing the slice and dice, cutting them down. And the damage is coming in from the top to the bottom. The same thing is happening to the health bars of CLG. Zeroed out with an ace. The bottom lane at 27 minutes.
That reminds me of The Wire. If you come at Xpecial, you best kill Xpecial. You cannot just jump on Xpecial as Rengar and let him live. If you're gonna jump on Xpecial as Rengar, you have to 100% him immediately. He got off 2 rotations of spells, survived the entire fight. That's the support you're initiating on. And Rengo is not a durable assassin jumping in like that, so.
You sold me, now I gotta watch it. I'll see this one more time.
I believe that was an Omar quote. So they start out on Xpecial, they sit him there, he gets a full rotation off, and is able to flash out after the root ends.
Yeah.
It was a good Rumble ultimate. This time around, though, they cut off the team. They had it sitting on the rooted guy. However, Quas has flash, jumps in onto double lift, and they have no escape. In come all of the soldiers.
Yeah.
Xpecial actually got that last stun once again onto Smithy. So that was 2 stuns he landed on him.
So that goes to show you what that 3,000 gold lead looked like, because they just put it into action. Now 4,000 as CLG was able to clean up some of their camps and gain some resources for themselves, but still they're down quite a bit. 16-5. It seems like today every team that's kind of taken a lead, with last game 25-7 I think were the kills, they have just been making a bloodbath out of their opposing team, and right now CLG can't find out how to stand on their feet here, being pushed back into their turrets. They don't have 6. Those are Azir turrets being taken down. You can see they've dropped 3 turrets on the map for Team Liquid.
All right, well, let's see what the game plan is now for CLG. Because option A and option B both failed already. Trying to corner Azir, trying to initiate on Xpecial. Not going to work out. So solid defensive plan. They're going to wait for a good pick.
Oh,
there
that could be
it is.
Keith,
He's going down.
No, hot feet, a little too hot. Empress Divide comes out. I think Phoenix is going to get locked on this one. Special runs in, giving out the stun from Pyromania, and he keeps everybody alive. No, that real chain hits. That means it's going to be a dead Annie, a dead Special, and CLG get a pick that they needed so much.
Option A fails, option B fails, option Afro Moo definitely wins. They get the hook again.
Oh!
Afro Moo is single-handedly clawing his way back into this game, bringing CLG right up the mid lane. 2 turrets he's earned for the team.
Apparently there's no cooldown on option Afro Moo. Played perfectly there.
Operation Afro Drop. They run straight down the mid lane, a huge chunk of gold, but they're still behind.
My word.
That's definitely something they needed. They are still behind, though. Keep that in mind, and it's going to have to be much more of the same for them. More picks and more chasing down. Then here we go. They're going for more of the same. They've got vision control. Great idea from CLG. They don't want to waste too much time, so they're starting recalls. Oh, cancel it.
Hot. Oh, no! Man, to the slaughter on that one as he walks into the brush. A face check from Quas. He goes down. CLG starting to turn up the heat on this one. Really starting to turn the game around. We saw, you know, as they were previously cursed, they would get themselves into positions where they kind of lull about and they don't do too much and give the other team time to gain ground. Now as Liquid, it seems like that still haunts them a little bit.
I mean, Liquid, they were trying to do something. Uh-oh. Flash Benny.
Once again to the mid lane. This is exactly where it happened last time. A possible deja vu coming in for Team Liquid. A very big scatter for CLG, though, with low health bars. They may not be able to reinitiate this fight. And they themselves think they have the upper hand, but get power played on by Team Liquid.
Yeah. Whew. Looks like a pretty good disorganized fight for CLG, but man, Keith is very, very strong. If you are focusing so much on taking away this initiation threat, trying to take down that Annie and get the Timbers out of the way, this AD carry, Keith, not only with the Infinity Edge Phantom combo, but he's got the makings of the Bloodthirster already. Oh, double lift, he wants to 1v1 him!
Got
him! Woo! Backwards, too. Flips. Oh, no! Well, it's at the cost of the team.
He lives!
All right.
Dominate.
All right, definitely worth it.
Wow.
Definitely worth it. Keith with the over-the-back backflip up into double of space. Beautiful couple of shots there is all he has to pull off. Couple crits. And Doublelift goes down for trying to check the Baron. Let's take another look at the beginning, though, because this is a flash rumble slow onto Special. He hit both of them, though. Special flashes back in and still gets a good Timbers off. Yeah. Emperor's Divide does gain some distance, and man, they just destroyed the remainder here. Keith auto-attacking freely, gets off the snipe as well, and there's nothing left here for CLG.
Those are the kind of, that's definitely a mistake of Link there we see in that replay. You're completely in vision, you're playing against the Caitlyn. She usually wants to hit the ace in the hole on the block. You can't back in the open. He did want to get back and he wanted to be able to participate in more fights, but making those small mistakes are definitely going to cost them.
As they walk up mid lane here with the Baron buff and start taking turrets, you start to wonder how much money did Team Liquid spend on Piglet? Because this guy, Keith is definitely showing up today as well as yesterday. Very strong LCS appearance for him.
It has.
I'm sure that
not an easy
he'll
thing for
definitely
players.
have more requests to be a sub if teams need it, and people may be even looking to try him out. As for the game, though, good move up top here. You can see Team Liquid, everybody's swinging up top. Not only do they have Caitlyn for taking turrets, but Azir, the king turret taker, along with Baron buffed up minions. Let's see what CLG can actually do this time around. Last time, they had their backs against the walls. They were up against the turret. They got a beautiful hook onto Keith.
Yeah.
So if Afromoo can get that God play once again,
I don't know.
CLG might be able to earn themselves some more time in this game.
That was Keith's second death as a sub in the NALCS. He's 13-2 and 18 right now over his 2 games and 2 different champions. So it's going to be hard to catch this guy. He knows how to position and he knows how to play it. The rest of the team is also there to save him. We've seen Special many times being just a human Kevlar for people as he goes to throw in a stun.
Backing on wards.
Yeah, they
CLG have an opening maybe to make a play.
I don't know. They have that fast back, though.
Afro's looking for it and can't quite catch him.
They know they still can't toy with this. There is still potential for the DFG to do some big damage. Link to get that, which is, in his part, still trying to go heavy assassin. If he's still going to get blown up just as fast if he can't blow them up.
When you're in CLG's position, especially with the team that they've drafted, you have to always have your eyes open for that pick. You have to always be looking for your small chance at grabbing them off guard and then chasing them down. You have to grab someone, and then you have to chain that into objectives afterwards. But if they have to go 5-on-5 straight up with this Team Liquid squad, it is going to be rough.
Yeah, it's going to hurt. Phoenix is very big right now. So is Dominate. His Nunu yesterday was pretty good in the jungle. Now 5-1-12 on to Jarvan. He's got some items to keep himself tanky in the fight. Items far above and beyond Xmithie right now. Already with the Randuin's finish, and he's sitting on that Giant's belt. As you can see, Team Liquid pretty much in full control of CLG's side of the map. Not even really placing too many wards, but making sure that they are safe. We see one just to the left. That's enough to keep them from any engagement here, as they see most of the members of CLG protecting one of their last inner turrets.
Yep. And you can tell Team Liquid grouped up. They don't want anyone to get picked off by this Rengar Sivir. So going up to siege the turret, use that Azir poke with Caitlyn.
That's just unfair. That's so painful.
That means that they get the turret. You chunk out
easily.
You chunk out the hook threat, then you get your turret now. It's so dangerous for CLG to defend this turret now. Really, their only hope is an Aphromoo hook, and if Afro's that low, you cannot stick around.
It's not home guarded either. He has the Righteous Glory, but he doesn't have home guard, so you could see an overdrive Blitzcrank coming out. That could have been a play. It could have been a surprise grab on somebody. Overdrive gives them a bit of speed, but they're not able to act on it here.
Really good deep wards. Whenever you siege up the secondary turrets on those sides, good to get a nice ring of vision to block off any flanks. CLG, they really have to attack from an odd angle to either get a surprise hook or to get a jump back onto Keith. Keith is a ridiculous damage source. The 4 early damage items right here. Classic pickup here. Keith's single target is unparalleled right now.
So what are we expecting here as Team Liquid approaches the base? Are they going to try to dive, or do they want to draw CLG out? They don't want that fight in CLG's base.
What'd you say? Team Liquid, what are they looking for? They're just trying to keep the same up. Everyone group up, play the safe game, go to siege once again. Knock down these turrets slowly. They don't have to make any crazy moves. Right. Xpecial is ready with the counter engage. Dominate as well as Quas on the front line. They're just trying to peel for Keith. Operation is pretty much save Keith, keep him alive. If they can keep Keith alive and let him auto-attack.
That hit Link, that's huge. It means he can't be in and out as much as he wants. Aphromuu's in the front. The silence is already gone. It might be a low cooldown, but it's not as low. 40 seconds on the clock, and he won't be able to use it again.
Keith literally...
Double kill coming in for Azir, and they have control of this inhibitor turret.
Keith literally got 0 auto attacks off that fight, and Liquid still won. So, game plan out the window. Congratulations, Team Liquid, you're inside the base.
Yeah. Thought it was going to be a little bit harder than that, but they got the fight they wanted. I do not think CLG should have been outside their base for that one.
Man, what an eye on Afro, though. Split-second opening, goes for it, grabs Keith, and they got a nice Rumble ultimate. But Azir is such a ridiculous champion at the moment. Scaled really well into this game. He was able to buy them the time to regroup, and Team Liquid still came out with a team fight win. Ridiculous. Doesn't look like there are going to be any openings here.
The ultimate offers so much.
Keith is on the ground channeling Ace in the hole, so Aphromoo sees his opportunity. Right. They get the 80 carry out and the Rumble ultimate on top of 0 auto attacks out of him, but they're all funneled up, and he's done. Xpecial's got the rest of the team fight in his pocket. Everyone from Team Liquid can jump on the back of that Tibbers initiation.
Dragon number 4. Oh no, that's CLG coming in as we swipe back to the screen. My eyes deceive me. So they actually pick up their second one. Not going to be a huge boon for them. It's not tons of attack damage or anything. They've already received that, and it wasn't even that much at the time. So they're still trying to claw their way back into this matchup. A few more items have been created across the board. The Zhonya's for safety on Benny. If it gets to that long fight, he needs to make a play, but we saw the Rumble ult kind of just ticking away on Team Liquid, and they happily walked through it, right through the channel in the jungle.
Vanguard on pass, there is a ward on it. This is the opportunity for CLG. They gotta make it now. Oh, Baron's down already.
Not something to be messed with. Banshee's Veil's even on Team Liquid now. It's going to be quite hard for Link to explode any one that he wants to hit.
This is it. Last-ditch effort for CLG to try and defend Nexus. Team Liquid coming in, Baroned up, ready. Minion wave at the top side. Turret will fall immediately.
Oh. Now he's got the home guards. They're already in the base. They're going with the minions onto the inhibitor, Kobe. This is looking grim. We're coming up to 40 minutes here on day 2. One of the longer games we've had as these teams are trying to get the win on both sides to stop that loss. The pull just missing Phoenix. He's able to get himself out of that nicely, understanding the range needed. 22-10. They're not able to get all the way through, but it's only one more inhibitor. It looks like they're going all the way around the horn before they try to go for the Nexus turret.
CLG had a small opening there. You could tell they were trying to take advantage because Xpecial blew his tippers onto double lift while Spell Shield was still up. So they immediately pop Silver ult. Have Afro looking for the pick. Not able to get it this time around, though.
I like the build we got coming out of Xpecial. Righteous Glory and Talisman of Ascension. Gotta go fast.
That is the whole point of anti-support. I'm coming in fast, and I just need to get my stun down.
We'll see if he uses it. See Xpecial flying through the fight to initiate here. He doesn't have his flash. Well, he actually will have it up. It's just about to tick through. So I'll have that, too. CLG is going to have to be ready for anything possible on the engage. Great job overall as we look at some of the CS here now very late into the game. 291 to 218 in that mid lane is Phoenix on Azir. Obviously, you're going to be farming up a Storm, and he gave Blink a hard time. But double lift, 406 to 338 as he's been trying to get himself big enough to bust some tanks and carry this game.
Yeah, and even everybody's full up on items. They also don't underestimate the power of these elixirs.
Right.
Towards the late game especially, everybody should be chugging those at every opportunity they get. Xpecial's been doing that for a while now. Azir also able to grab one. Let's see here. Last lane left open. Team Liquid marching in by the books.
Oh, and they have a turret.
Bottom gonna go down shortly.
Effectively controlling with Baron and a small base behind them. Pushing onto the last turret. That goes down with really out any contest. They are going to hit this one. Again, the Rumble ult is just purely ticking. Practically on every member, they are starting to take a bit of the damage now over time. But that's going to be the grab. The dodge from Keith and the fancy feet. He doubles up on kills there. Only going to be Link and double lift left. And Team Liquid look to tarnish that record they have and bring themselves for 2-0 here in the North American Spring Split, the 2015 season. And this is day 3 for game 3 in day 2 for Team Liquid. They take that win, and again, a dominating win at that.
Yes, and they are still in first place.
Yeah, they are. It's got to feel good. Even with the sub coming in, Keith has shown so well for the team. Able to pick up kills, able to pick up quite a bit for himself throughout these games. And like you said, probably showing for a few teams to get that free agent pickup.
Definitely made a good case for himself. Aphromoo doing his best.
Yeah.
A lot of really clutch hooks. Sometimes it was a little bit too fast for his own team. He saw the opening, and Caitlyn's channeling her ult, but there was no damage to capitalize on the hook that he got. So she was able to get out. Really good play there, though, from Team Liquid. Very solid opener, and once they got that lead, able to take it home. Azir plus Caitlyn, very, very solid. Great for sieging up and ending games.
Also saw these wins coming pretty much with different champions across the board since they were banned out on some of the ones they played yesterday. So the versatility from Team Liquid is definitely there. We already know top lane Quas has quite a champion pool, and the rest of the team showing that they can also stand tall in that aspect. Finalized score there for Keith in his sub of the NALCS, 15-2 and 22 on Cog and Caitlyn. Fantastic play, and I'm sure the coach absolutely happy. Piglet to return next week with the team. We'll see some even more dominance, most likely. For CLG, subs as well. Not really subs, but their players to come back next week. Coach as well. We'll have a bit more structure on the team, and we'll see what they can start to bring out as they start the split next week again.
Yep. Zion Spartan will get to come back to the starting lineup next week. Benny did a great job this week, obviously, up in that top lane, holding it down for him. Coach
Smiles.
is extremely happy.
Smiles all over. You have to be, especially for a coach. There's so much weight coming in on you this season as well. You're going to be that guy that's going to stand behind this newly branded team and hopefully do good. And that's actually the results they're coming up with now. The discussion here going over on CLG side. Looking at their composition, do you think there's anything we could have picked, chosen differently, or been able to synergize better with?
I mean, so I'm always really excited by these types of comps. So I just think a lot of the play could have been executed cleaner. They didn't get much out of the Rengar. Like we saw the early Rengar gank when he first got his level 6, not able to get anything out of it. It never really had that presence in the game. He was kind of always running.
Always running indeed, not getting too many of the Rumble ults that they needed to come in. Like we said, CLG still has a lot of changes to go through here. They're a team that a lot of people have always seen and have produced good results towards the end of the season. They find their way back to the top. We'll see if they can do it this season.